would it look like if you took the same trades as some of the wealthiest politicians? In this video, we're going to take a look at what it would look like if we mirrored the trades of some of the wealthiest politicians in the stock market, starting with Congresswoman SUZAN DELBENE, a Democrat representing Washington State. We're going to review about 3 to 4 of her most recent trades. She's placed 42 of them, as you can see on my screen, publicly. We're going to see where she is standing in those trades in terms of profit versus loss and try to get some projections to determine and predict how these trades might play out. Now, it's important to understand that these big players like these politicians and the likes are usually in it for the long haul, meaning several weeks, several months, and in many cases, several years. They're not playing the get rich quick game and are not in the least concerned with what might happen on a day-to-day basis. But before we get started, since we are talking projections and predictions, I just want to put our disclaimer up. The Harmonic Trading Club is not responsible for any trades that you make in your trading account. We do not provide trading or financial advice or provide trade signals. So just need to make sure you guys understand that disclaimer. But all that being said, let's just jump into it and look at, like I said, we're going to look at 3 to 4 her most recent. First, starting with Ternium. So Ternium, ticker symbol TX, that she bought. The transaction date was January 26th of 2025. As you can see here, a position of about $50,000. And that appears to have been her second contract with it, meaning she added on. And you actually can see it here. It is her second contract. The first one was November 3rd of about $15,000. And she came back and loaded back up with another $50,000. But let's take a look at where her Ternium position is and what it looks like. And just talk a little bit more about it. Not going to be here that long. So this is in the steel industry. Of course, it's going to have its challenges with these new tariffs and things like that. Thank you, Donald Trump. Doing a great job in other places. Don't want to get into politics, but the steel tariff thing is going to be a problem unless these other countries can sort their stuff out. But again, her opening that second position on January 26, 2025, that she opened that one at $29.40. And currently it's at $29.40. Technically for us, what, the good thing about it is it does fit advanced pattern recognition. It is a harmonic pattern in the form of an advanced bat pattern. And if we were to project targets, it looks like if they can clear up the politics and the tariff things, and that this thing were to operate like it should, then, and she was going to hang in here for a matter of weeks, which we know she will because we see that this is a second position that she picked up, then she would be looking to exit or close her positions not too far up. Well, no, that's not bad. $29 to $39. But you got to remember, she's got a large position size. She's spending $50,000, meaning she's buying like 1,500 shares. So she's not doing like the average person, 1 or 2 shares and things of that sort. I just want to go talk about Ternium real quick. Just really quick, what's happening to kind of like help you get a glimpse at what's going on. Ternium SA is navigating a challenging environment marked by fluctuating steel prices and trade uncertainties. This is what's happening with it, and this is why it hasn't really taken off. While recent stock performance has shown a downtrend, the company's strong financial position and strategic initiatives indicate potential resilience. And this is steel, and we know that there's going to be a big boom in steel, but they got to get the tariff situation sorted out. The upcoming periods will be critical for assessing the impacts of ongoing market condition and Ternium's responses to these challenges. So that's kind of like where it is, and you can kind of see just year over year what this thing does. In the last 5 years, this stock is up 48.5%. Not bad. Bad in the last 3 years. No telling what's going on between when you go back 3 years and start going back. But overall, since conception, that thing, in the last 5 years is 48. 10 years is 62%, 20 years, 25%. So it is something you definitely want to hold on long term. Imagine getting 25% on your money and you continue to add to it 20 years ago. All right, cool. So that's Ternium. And again, technically what works for us is field advanced pattern. You should want to know why did it just want to come wick down and feel just that. But I think you guys probably all understand that at this point, dealing with the Harmonic Trading Academy. Oversold of course, at that point, which would, somebody gave her a beautiful signal. Let me say that. Either they're like me or something. Whoever advisor is got this one right. Now, not so much on the first part where they set her up to go through this drawdown, but after that, then they did get it right to the penny. Something that I would have, if she would say, hey, she would have came to me and I would have spotted this and I said, hey, your entry price, buy that thing at $28.30. You should be fine. You're going to have to ride it out, but they're in it for the long run. Okay, that's Ternium. The next thing, if we go back and look and see, this company, PPL Corporation. So let's go look at PPL Corporation. This is in the energy sector, okay? And that is going to have its challenges as well. As well, energy is on the rise, and we know, again, unfortunately, politically, this is something that Donald Trump, he wants to use energy to solve the issues with the U.S. economy and inflation. So energy is going to be big. Of course, an investor like Suzan is going to be in on that. Okay, so let's just talk about what she did. Entered on September 17th. If I just go back and I look at her PPL position, entered on September 17th, 2024. It looks like she's usually always coming in with about 50 bands, $50,000 on that position too. And that looks to be her second one, meaning she was in there and then she went and bought some more. So the problem is, well, not really a problem because she would be in profit. So with that $50,000 position, she bought them at $31. She bought 1,600 shares. Okay, no 1,600 shares right now, since they have went from $31 to the current price is $34.70. She'd be all in $55,967, and her profit would be almost $6,000. So doing well on that entry, $6,000, not bad. And if you were wondering, remember, because we're talking about if we were mirroring those, us, the average investor, I get it. Sometimes we have to do, what is it called when we're a fractional? I get it that we do fractional sometimes, but some of the investors that do actually have some money to invest a little bit, $500, let's say, $500 would get a average trader 16 shares, but you would only be up $59 to $60. Yeah, but hey, you got to look at it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's still a little bit more than 10%. And it's hard to get 10% since September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months. And you got 10% on your money. That's not bad. That's better than the 5% you would get across a year. So this looks like it's going to be 20% or more on that $500 for an average trader, like my average retail trader. Wouldn't be bad. 20% on your money for the year. Would you tell me another place where you can get 20% on a year? Plus, with something moving like that, you'd probably be compounding and adding to it too. Projection wise, a couple of things I want to talk about. So it is reactionary. It does respect harmonic movements. And that was indicated to me in the form of it reacting with this 2618 trade up here. Okay. So strong reaction off this 2618. I mean, to the T though, too. The 2 standing for double top and the 618 standing for 618 retracement. So double top followed by a break and close, followed by double top, followed by a break and close beyond previous structure, followed by a 618 retracement, which would have been the entry in that case, right? That would have been the entry for a trader to get short. So I like doing these types of breakdowns because I can teach all the stuff in the Harmonic Trading Academy, or all the stuff on structure analysis. While I'm talking about a simple projection, I can go back and find things like this and just throw in a quick 2618 training. Double top, break and close beyond previous structure with a 618 retracement, which is an entry. And then for targets for a trader who would have saw that forming up for them, the targets would have been from the right side shoulder to the low, swing high to swing low, and a 127 extension off the right side shoulder to the low. And if you notice, that's exactly what happened. Okay. So as you see the wick coming down here, that's exactly what happened. And then a trader who would have known to enter there would have made a ton of money. He would have shorted that thing from $36 all the way down to $18, a killer short. Okay. But then once it recovered, it's coming to one of our other favorite guys, which is the advanced Gartley pattern. Okay, so you can see this B leg here. I know it's kind of small, but you see this B leg. It looks like it's somewhere in the 60s, and then you see this wick down here. Oh, 618 B leg, close to 786 though, but okay. And then this C leg down here is 618 on a dot, and then the 127 extension D leg from A to B for the entry up here. So this is going to present some challenges, as there is absolutely going to be a reaction at this point, no matter what's happening. I understand that energy is on the rise, but the way that I look at it, there's going to be it's going to react. You don't just blow right through Gartley. It's just not very likely that you don't get some type of correction off of Gartley again. Maybe even something like this, and then maybe some stuff, and then it'll maybe take off. I don't believe that the Gartley's going to hold and cause a complete reversal, is what I'm saying. I believe you're going to get a reaction up here at $35, which we're very close to 35.50. We're at 34.72. I believe there's going to be a reaction up there. But then I believe that it's going to be, kind of like a little slight correction. I think it's going to move and then go try to take a third attempt at getting out of there. And then there's certain things that are going to have to line up to get across this. This is a big bad boy in a way. It's like the big bad boogeyman. All right. So that's how that looks. Oh, I did want to talk about its fundamentals real quick, and I wanted to show you. This is her. This is SUZAN DELBENE buying on September 17th. And then these are other people. This guy, Virginia Fox, sold his in March. I'm sorry, he sold them in March, but these are the same two that he had bought. He bought a bunch of them. See, Virginia Fox. Sorry, that's a female, it's a woman. She bought a bunch of them. She had been buying them since 21 and 22, a whole lot of them, loading up. And I think she just wanted to relieve herself of a little bit. Look, these are huge position sizes, 250,000 and 250,000. So we watched Virginia Fox pull $500,000 out of her winnings and probably took that money and went to go invest somewhere else, because this is the big players, how the big players play. Run that up, take that $500,000 and go put it somewhere else. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. What's happening with it, with PPL? Just want to look at that real quick. PPL Corporation's recent news reflects a mixed outlook. While there are positive indicators such as revenue growth, good, and strategic plans for expansion, good, the recent earnings performance and stock volatility suggests caution, especially the sector that it's in. Investors are advised to monitor upcoming reports and analyst insights to gauge the company's trajectory further. See, I pointed that out before we even got in. This is an AI model pulling this for me, knowing that you got to be careful with that trajectory. This is not one where you just get to say it's going to the moon. It's got the big boy in the middle that we just showed. The fluctuation in stock price, particularly the recovery to $34, that's coming back up. Remember the 26.18 that I talked about that blew its doors off? Indicate potential investor interest, but highlight the need for careful consideration of the company's financial health moving forward. So it's going to have to get past a very, very critical level before PPL is able. It's got to break and close above $36 for anything to like continue. After that, it's fine. It's really going to have to break this double top up here, which is at $40. So hopefully that all makes sense for a technical breakdown for you guys. All right. The third thing that we wanted to look at was this company called Quanta Services. Okay. This is a smaller bag, but still big, 15 grand, $15,000 position. And that was August 22nd. So let's go look at that. Let's go look at Quanta. And that's this guy here. Where's my Quanta stuff at? Yeah, that's this guy here. Did I close the Quanta tab? I did close the Quanta tab. Okay, let me see. Quanta Services. It's Quanta Services. PWR. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, sorry. Got a little mixed up because this company's name is Quanta Services and its signal is PWR. Okay, so let me go back for a second. Probably lost some viewers on that. She bought Quanta Services on 8/22, 15,000 PWR. Sorry, it was right in front of me. Now this is an interesting one. It was a $15,000 position. I have the arrow. I have it pointed out where she entered at. Okay. And the price where she entered was $270. Well, the problem is a couple of things happen. One of them that fits into our scope and what we do is a completed a perfectly completed A to B is equal to CD pattern. This thing got hit with, that's just like getting hit with a Gartley pattern. This is what could be expected with that other one that we just looked at, because that Gartley pattern is built off the same principles as the A to B is equal to CD pattern. They're basically the same thing. The other one is just, it's got some other parts to it. But anyway, so this thing got hit by an A to B is equal to CD pattern. It filled, completed, and in true counter trend trading fashion, you're going to get a reaction and a recovery off that, which is what happened. So traders who are aware and know how to trade the A to B is equal to CD pattern. If you want to know more about that, go look at my video on the A to B is equal to CD pattern in the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist. This is how you set it up. You trade it at D, or if it's the other way around, you trade it at D. If it's one where the A is at the top and the D is at the bottom, you're going long, counter trend, you trade it up. So this would have been perfect for a trader getting short at $357 to ride that all the way down to $269 for a very powerful short. Now, the thing is, she had to go for that ride. So she jumped in at 270 and back in August. And here she looks up today in February and she's still at the same price and it could go lower. So she could have found herself way, way in the money. And to be honest with you, at D, here's what happened. She should have closed that position. You guys see that? This was the completion of that pattern. So you don't go for this correction. You get out at that point. All right. So I would say that, and I'm not afraid to say it, somebody did her a disservice. Her financial advisor did her a disservice by not having her exit at 357. It was absolutely the target. Her entry was okay. Okay. Basically coming down here, and this was the target. There is no other way around it. That was the target. So just looking at Quanta, and if I just go look at the political and just see what's happening, Josh Gottenheimer, he closed his positions on 128. Let me go back and look and see when that was. 128. Look at that. Josh got it right. He didn't go for that free fall. You guys looking at this? Josh Gottenheimer, he got it right. He sold on 128. He sold some on the 20th, then he took some off on the 20th, and he took the rest off on 128. It's like, I'm out of there. And then here she comes in, going for that ride. Before him, but she didn't come out, and he did. And you would think that, that information is flying around the market, like it's time to get out. His advisor told him right on the money. That's pretty impressive to me. That's impressive to me that his advisor was on top of that thing and got him out of there and protected his capital while she had to give it all back and she's still stuck in it. And we don't know when this fall is going to stop. Now, I will say that the A to B is equal to CD pattern, even though it's a counter trend trading technique at D, it does represent trend, meaning at some point it's going to pick up and continue making more of those A to B is equal to CD moves. Okay. So it's not oversold enough. Remember, we talked about, just refer back to the RSI video that we just made. A trader who would want to get involved in that couldn't, because it's not oversold yet and there's no bullish divergence. There's a chance that something could happen this week because of where it's at. It's in between the 618 and 786. That's why I have that green. It's in between the golden ratio, but a trader couldn't take advantage of that unless he sees this RSI start to print some bullish divergence, like come up and show me something like that, So then at that point, the trader could say, okay, it's turning around, but not until that happens. Don't know when that's going to happen or if it's going to happen, because Quanta Services has some fundamentals going on with it. So if I just go grab what's happening on it, Quanta Services has experienced a downturn in stock prices in recent sessions, but the underlying fundamentals remain strong. Like I said, that trend could continue with robust earnings growth, increased revenues, and a positive outlook for the upcoming year. The company's ability to navigate market challenges while maintaining a significant backlog positions it favorably for future performance. Investor may find these developments encouraging despite short-term price fluctuations. And this is also an energy stock. Okay, Quanta Service is an energy stock. They provide support to grids and keep large buildings like warehouses and Walmarts and Targets. They use Quanta Services as basically backup generator power. That's what this company does. So that's something in terms of energy. They are going to be a big player. So if you notice, she's got Quanta Energy, she's got Quanta Energy, she's got PPL, and then she's got Steel. So she's kind of like really paying attention to what they're saying in politics, and basically whatever it sounds like, whatever Trump says, that's what she's going to be interested in. So those are the three that I wanted to cover from her. We got to talk a lot about some of the things that we do. We had some A to B is equal to CD action here, some trend continuation stuff, some looking at the correction stuff, wiping out your profits. We had some Fibonacci stuff. We had some RSI stuff, some divergent stuff. What else did we have? We had some Gartley stuff. We had some 2618. And we had some bat stuff. So we still got a lot of the stuff that we like to review and train on, because the traders that aspire to be pattern traders or that have a liking for advanced pattern recognition, you need to see this stuff in front of you over and over and over again. And that's why I keep feeding it to you, so that you can understand that the market moves harmonically, whether you like it, hate it, believe it, respect it, understand it, or not, and all the above. So like the video, give me a thumbs up on the video if this has provided some value to you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I noticed that only about 20% of the people who watch this content are subscribed. Subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on, because we're dropping at least one video every day. It's either going to be something that we're adding to the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist, or something that we'll just drop in the normal day-to-day breakdown playlist like this. Remember, this is video 1 of 3, because there are several of these different players that we want to go through. Okay, so you guys stay tuned, turn your notifications on, give it a like, give it a share, so people can get an outlook on what some of this steel stuff is going to look like, what these politicians are going to be doing, and what some of that energy stuff is going to look like. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Be safe in the market and take care of yourselves.